This episode has been brought to you by Legacy Construction and Zenith. Hey guys, welcome back to this week's episode of Coach's Corner. This week we're going to stay on the game plan and things, all right? And we're going to talk about scouting the opponent's defense. All right, what are we going to do when we're watching the opponent's defense, okay? When we're watching the game, we're watching film, and our breakdown, what's our criteria, all right? Just like offense, we want to talk about that. All right, so our first step is let's determine what's their fronts, all right? What are they? Who are they? All right, are they a 40 front? Or are they a four-man defense with a cover two shell? Are they a four or three-man front defense? They play a lot of cover three. What do we do? Okay, what do they do? What is their shell? We need to determine that. So once we determine what they're doing, all right, so we scout the first thing we want to determine is their scheme. All right, their scheme, the base of the scheme. All right, their base scheme. All right, once we determine that, are they a 30 or 40 front? And what type of shell? All right, what type of shell? We got to know that, get an idea of what we want to do, where they're going, what's going on. All right, so after we figure that out, okay, after we figure out what they are, just like offense, we want to talk about personnel. What personnel are they? Okay, who are their best players? Do they got a big lineman? Do they have a couple big linemen? Do they have a good defensive end that we may need to use for the read game and try to slow him down? Who's going to hurt us in our passing game? Who's going to hurt us in our run game? So we really want to know that. Who's their best lineman? Who's key for them there? Who also is their best linebacker? All right, who also is their best linebacker? Who's their best defensive back? Who's their best corner? Who's their middle player? All right, who's their center fielder? Who are their safeties? All right. Also, who's the worst one? Okay. Who can we single block? Who can we make an advantage on? What linebacker's not really coming up a lot? Doesn't really get to his drop. We can kind of expose him in different parts of our game. So we got to understand the strengths and the weaknesses, the good and the bad players on the defense. So not just their best player, also the worst players, the guys that we can kind of expose on the field. Okay. So we got to have personnel there. All right. Our second step is knowing their personnel. All right? My bad, guys. Sorry about that. Is knowing their personnel. All right? Best players and their worst players. Also, injured players. All right? Got to know who's not in, who's not there, who was a starter, who may pop up in the game, and then you out there in warm-ups and you looking over there. They got a guy out there, you looking, and you saying, where that guy come from? You got to know, okay? You got to get a roster. You got to go to Max Preps. You got to do a little research, though, before this game, and you got to see what's going on. All right? You got to get an idea of what's going on in the clubhouse over there, okay? Now, so after we determine our personnel, now we want to see what they do. All right? What they do. All right, now, when we say what they do, what are their favorite blitzes? What are their favorites? What are their favorite blitzes? All right? What are their favorite stunts? All right? What is their best coverage? All right, what are they going to do versus you guys? What are they going to do versus trips? What are they going to do versus doubles? Try to get that on film. Try to see those clips. Try to see them against teams that do things like you do so you can see how they're going to kind of line up versus you. All right, so that's always good to determine that. You got to know these things. All right, you got to know that. All right, what's their best coverage? All right, when you come in motion, what do they do? Do they run across? Do they stay in there? Do they change the coverage? What do they do? You got to know this. All right, and you got to know what they do well. You got to know what hurts this. Okay, what hurts them. All right, what hurts them. You got to know what hurts them. Okay, we watched them on film. and you notice that every time they do this, the other team hits them with a bubble, so you want to work the bubble concept in. All right, then you know that they started jumping the bubble, so you want to work your bubble slang concept off of your play action. So you got a few things that you can do. This is a chess game. This is not checkers. This is chess. All right, it's funny, but that's what people say. All right, so you got to figure out what hurts them. All right? Then after you figure out what hurts them, you got to finish off and you got to figure out what are we going to do. All right? What are we going to do? All right, our plan, how we attack. All right, everybody got to be on the same page. All your coaches got to know what's going on. We got to know when we get out there what we're looking for, okay? You got a coach, he's looking with a DN. He's going to watch him every play. So every time we run a run play, I want to see this backside DN. You check that out, okay? Every time we run our passing plays, let's watch our coverages. Are the safeties rolling? Is this guy disciplined? He's staying on the hash? Or is he coming down off the hash? He's looking in the backfield. Can we get behind him? Can we work some things interiorly? Or what are we doing? Are we getting up to the backers? Or are we not getting to the backers? We're staying stuck on first level blocks. We got to know all these type of things going into the game, and we got to be able to use this, all right? We got to be able to use this information from our scouting, okay? We got to be able to use it also to make these adjustments in the game, especially when we're not executing the plan the way we want to. So sometimes you got to stick to it, but you also got to understand you got to be able to do what you do well as a team. So you got to be able to do what you do well and adjust it to what they do as a defense. Okay? Going into with a whole new game plan sometimes doesn't just work out that way. All right? So, you got to go in with your plan set, and you got to stick to your plan. You got to go to work, and you got to believe in it. If you don't believe in it, it won't work. Okay? All right? Hopefully this breakdown can kind of help you guys get going. All right? And help you break down some of your opponents. All right? And create an advantage, and you better put some points on the board. All right? Thank you guys for joining me this week. All right? See you again next week.